it's a huge tournament. It makes a lot of fun because we don't have many tournaments to play Scotch doubles. It's really nice, and I'm really happy to be here again.
It's great to be back. Last year was no World Cup pool, so we waited all year to play together. We know we're going to play together, so we are well prepared and will hopefully do really good in this tournament.
It's race to 7. It's a very short race. Like we saw, many combinations on the 9 happened already, so it could be really tough.
I have a lot of experience with Mosconi Cup. It's a lot of doubles. It's very easy to get too tight on the table and talk too much. I think it's better just to play shot by shot.
You shouldn't talk too much, but you should also ask him and what you can do better and what you can do, what is more intelligent to play.
Yes, thanks very much indeed, Nick. We're looking at Team Sweden at the moment. On the left, young Daniel Tangud, bit of an unknown quantity really at this level, but this man isn't. Marcus Chamat, the little fella with the big heart, nicknamed Napoleon, well known on the World Pool circuit, up against Albin Ushan and Mario He, the Austrian #2 seeds, who win the lag, take control of the table. And if there's one thing we've seen in this afternoon's session, Alex, if you get control of the table and you get your break going, you can stay on that table a long time.
Race to 7, winner breaks. Austria
it's getting to be played in blocks now, so 1 chance, 2 wrecks. I think, you know, 1 mistake can be very costly in this match. Mario Hay teaming up with Albin Ushan. Now, of course, we all know how well Albin Ushan has played over the past 2 seasons, winning, amongst others, a world title and the China Open title. But Mario He is also playing very good. He recently won a Euro Tour. But on this first break, he mishit the 1 ball on the wrong side, losing control of the cue ball. So it's ball in hand for the man from Göteborg, Daniel Tangud, only 20 years of age. I've seen him at work on the European circuit, always has this very calm demeanor, which is good, of course, but we do play with the shot clock. So can he be calm, yet think quick enough?
Yeah, has shown a lot of promise on the junior circuit as well, and as you say, stepping up into the big league, making some marks as well. The question about him, of course, is how does he deal with a TV situation, which is high pressure? We don't have that issue with Marcus Chamat. He's been doing this for years and years and years. But if the youngster, as you say, has got that temperament, if he doesn't allow the occasion to get to him, he could be a handful.
But anybody can, Nick. Results from the past are no guarantee whatsoever for the future. We saw that with David Al-Qaeda, the recently crowned World Pool Masters, in their match Spain against Romania. He sort of imploded. The wheels were coming off. They recovered just in time. Good shot there.
Again, took his time. Early days in this match seems to have a very unhurried sort of air about him, the youngster. Chamat here.
Chamat has written down York Hall being his favorite arena. I remember how they brought the house down in 2002. Him, Steve Davis, Nick Vandenberg, and I can't remember the other 2 team members winning that Mosconi Cup title when it was still a rarity for Europe to win.
He's captained that team a couple of times as well, hasn't he, Marcus?
Well, he's the current captain, and we're going to be having, yes, I'm looking forward, a press conference. Him and Johan Ruysing, the captain of Team America, are going to do a press conference together with Shane and Niels Veyen. So let's wait. We're going to be showing parts of that press conference. Let's hope things are going to heat up there.
They usually do. It might take some time, but they usually do. And let's see if this match heats up as well. It's steady and methodical from the Swedes, who lost the lag, but Mario Hay, of course, scratching, lost control of the cue ball. That's got to do a little bit more work, should be fine from there.
No, well, he played it the smart way. He was on the rail, and he would have needed to play it with a lot of check side to get in better shape on the 9. but they have divided
call.
the pressure over 2 shots. So he didn't force the issue. Shamat a somewhat tougher 9. Should get this though.
And does. So it's Sweden on the board first.
Yeah, nice out. Good start for Daniel Tengut. That will calm him down, although he was looking calm before.
These two aren't going to be too worried about anything yet. The world champion yet to get out of his chair, of course. As Shamat successfully deposits the 9, puts Sweden on the board, and no question who the senior member of this partnership is, but don't get the feeling that Shamat is too concerned about young Daniel Tangood here. He is the unknown quantity going into this one. So far he's looked solid and composed. Let's see how he breaks. That'll give us more of an indication of his all-round game. Just waiting for Nigel Rees to set the table. We were hearing earlier on, Ted Lerner was telling us that Nigel Rees has been able to get these racks really nicely frozen. That's made all the players very happy. And it also means there's no excuse if you're not breaking consistently. It's that green wing ball you would expect to go down into that bottom left-hand pocket as we're looking at the table.
Okay, Tengut is going to the...
Yeah, he's going the other way, isn't
he?
he?
To the west coast of the table, as Göteborg is on the west coast in Sweden.
And whilst he got the 1, he didn't get the wing 7, but he's got something now. Why would he attack that side of the table? We saw Wu Cha-Ching earlier, and he's a left-hander.
Because you can. I mean, if you see other players getting fruitful results from that side, and if that side is your preferred side, then play from that side. You know, if you're happy with results, keep doing what you do. This 3-ball still cuts. Super tough though. Also because Tangut needs to worry about the cue ball going to either of the 2 side pockets. Marcus Shamat comes from Borlänge.
Extension call.
That's like the real billiard city in Q Sport city in Sweden. I think Tom Storm and the Malta world champion Torbjörn Blomdahl hail from the same city. They had the world championships there once.
That was highly ambitious, but it was created really by Shamat colliding cue ball into the pink 4. They got off position, and Tangood was always just struggling to clean up the mess. As it is, they've lost control of the table. So our first chance to take a look at this man, the world champion.
Extension call.
I remember Albin Ushin, I think it's 3 years ago, the European Championships in Cyprus. He finally won his first medal in the men's division at the European Championships. He had lost maybe some 12 quarterfinals. He won it, got his first medal, was all emotional. That's only 3 years ago. And since then, he has won 2 majors. One of which, the holy grail for most players, the world title.
Young as well. 27 next month, I believe, so he's going into his peak years. Oh, this man's going to be around for a long, long time.
So how steep is the angle of the 8-ball to the side pocket? That's the puzzle that needs to be solved here. If that easily goes, I expect they'll play from the 7 to the 8 in the side pocket. A natural angle. So all about speed control now. The trap here is that when cutting that 7, you can cut it thick or thin in the pocket. And that has a lot of influence on the speed of the cue ball. Still good this. He can draw back Mario here. Super Mario. I like He-Man actually as a nickname.
It's a great nickname, isn't it? And Austria on the board. This one looking like it's going to be a lot more competitive than the last match we saw. And the Hungarians weren't ever able to take advantage of any of the few chances they had. And Shamat and Tangood having a little post-mortem on what went wrong in that last rack. What went wrong was collision with another ball on the table. How often does that happen? Austria, the #2 seeds this year, so expected to go very deep in the competition if the seeding committee have got this absolutely right. Well, they've been knocking on the door the last couple of years after some fairly barren years. Semi-finalists in 2014, reaching the last 8 in the last World Cup of Pool. Is this going to be their first appearance in a final, and possibly even a winning appearance as well? That'll be a nice 1-2 punch to have, wouldn't it? World champion and World Cup of Pool champion.
Thank you, rack 3.
The winner of this match is going to come up against Team Russia in the second round. Stepanov and Chinagov. Also a super strong team. Not a top favorite, but a dark horse for sure.
No problem there with the wing ball. Getting another for good measure. The 2 rolling up there, and the 3 also up towards the top of the table alongside the 8. But there is the 2 ball, and that's going to need a bit of digging out.
The thickness of the hit on the 1 ball was not good. Too thin. Cue ball went forward too much.
Push out called.
So Mario goes for the push out. And the option now for Team Sweden to say, yes, we'll have that, thank you very much, or no, we don't want it. Austria, you can have that.
He can slow roll the 2 ball towards the 8. The scratch in the top left-hand pocket may cause some concern.
Reset the clock, please.
Shamat had a look and went, you know what, nothing to be gained here. Let's leave that alone. In an ideal world, you want to just dangle a bit of bait out for the other guys when you do your push out. Sweden deciding not to take the bait. Let's see what Mario had lined up for himself. Oh. Come on.
Poor shot there.
Really got very fortunate.
Yeah, he hit that 2 ball straight into the 4. And the kiss off of the 3 ball, though, unintentionally manufactured the snooker.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't the plan. But just look at what he got on the back end of it. Lucky. But the pool table remembers that sort of thing. It'll give you a good break and it'll take it away. So once again, Tangood's got himself an awkward situation to try and negotiate his way out of. Wants that to put on the brakes and it hasn't.
I don't know if Albin sees enough of the 2 ball to cut it.
See if we can get another angle of that. That's what he's looking at. Albin's having a real close look at this. So it's tight, isn't it? It's very tight.
I don't think this goes. Interesting. Well, it goes. It goes easy.
Goes.
He played it with the right spin. That helps a little more to turn that object ball in the right direction. This is the key shot in the rack. To get in line. That's it.
Like that, you mean?
Yeah, this is good. You know, you still need to make those balls. Keep controlling that cue ball, not putting your partner under pressure. But most of the work should be done by now.
Well, all you got to do is get from 5 to 6 here.
Yeah, but this is actually a very nice stroke to play. If you're on a TV table, it's a shot where you can let out your stroke. All the time you're holding back your stroke, trying to not overhit shots. And this type of shots you can really hit. Don't know if he tried to get to that third rail or not. Don't know if he under or overhit it. Things are tricky now. Mario Hay will have a tester shot on the 8-ball.
Yes, coming up right here. This is not a gimme.
The thing is, though, the difference between pool and snooker, that on this table the knuckle of the pocket is not rounded. So if he doesn't hit it too hard, the pocket will eat the ball.
As it did just there. So the number 2 seeds claim their second rack of this match in this race to 7. They're in front of the Swedes. And you get the feeling that both teams can find another gear and will need to find another gear. Interesting one, this one. The last match of this afternoon session here on day 3, boiling up nicely. Austria in front. Coverage continues in just a moment. It's been a good tournament for the seeded teams thus far. Only one has fallen. That was England A. Austria, the number 2 seeds here, looking to make sure they avoid that fate as well and follow China and Holland into the second round. Later on, the USA, the number 5 seeds, will take on Singapore, the last match of the first round. Then we move into second round action. Seeds all the way, apart from India, the team that knocked out England A. They're up against Finland, Japan and Canada, the meet in the evening sandwich. So lots to look forward to here on day 3 of this 6-day extravaganza in Bethnal Green, East London, known as the World Cup of Pool. We're in the early going in this race to 7 between Austria on the table here with Mario He and Sweden. And there goes the 1 ball dropping. So they have balls down.
Now for the second time, Mario Hay on his break, he hit the 1 ball on the left side. On his previous break, I said it was a miss-hit, but now that he did it a second time, possibly that's some new type of break. Maybe we can see it later, or I'm gonna ask him.
What he didn't want was that 1 ball to drop.
Well,
Yeah.
they have a side, they have a view on the 2 ball. Albin can make this. And he would like to run into the 6 or the 3, or both. Off of the 6 into the 3.
Well, he nailed the 3, but he sent it downtown.
Now, Mario sees enough of the 3, I think, to make it, and deflecting with a half ball hit off of the 3 into the 9. He's going to send the 9 in the direction of the pocket. Now, if it will be the vicinity or actually into it, we're going to be finding out.
Extension called.
A 2-way shot. The European champion, Euro Tour winner.
And he's missed it.
Yeah, it was a difficult shot. I didn't, you know, the delivery, the striking of the ball wasn't the most positive. So now initiative goes back to the Swedes.
It's been a little while since we've seen Marcus Chamat at the table. And here he is
Call.
with his teammate prowling around in the background as well as they look at the options available to them.
Yeah, he's looking at cutting the 3-ball. There's two ways to attack this shot. Or plain ball with a trace of reverse to play short rail. Or with a little outside spin, 3 rails position.
Oh no. Oh dear. He overcooked that pretty badly. And he hasn't got safety either. Oh, well.
Super difficult shot. But he looked a little nervy when pulling the trigger. Add to that the 2 positional errors that he made earlier in the match. Thus far, he's the weakest link of the 2. It's a good shot by Albin. Good speed control. And Mario Hayes seems to have the perfect angle to place that cue ball south of the orange 5.
Which is where it's going to need to be. Not so much about the pot, it's more where this cue ball ends up.
Good shot by Albin. Good enough by Hay. Not perfect. Albin can make that ball, but this is very difficult to judge the thickness of the kiss on the 9. He can avoid the 9, but then he would need to play it softer with draw. There would be a shot with no future.
Well, it's going to take another long pot here from Mario.
Yeah, that's the price that he pays for his misplayed shot on the 5. Can kill the ball, just 1 rail, or go back and forth. Nice. That's a good stroke by Mario Hay.
He's looking rock solid at the moment, the big fella. And this looks like it's another rack that's heading into the Austria ledger here. Well, it's Marcus Chamat on the right there. That's the guy just not finding his form at the moment. He'll need to find it quickly in a race to 7. You can't stay in a doldrums for very long. Sweden trailing here. The Austrians, who've now got a bit of daylight between themselves and their opponents as well in this race to 7. 3-1.
And I see Marcus is chatting, trying to chat with Daniel. Of the 2, Marcus Chamat is the senior member of the team and the extrovert one. Daniel Tangut is a much more introvert type of person. So the initiative for chit-chat is not coming from the junior. And Chamat being the suffering player at the moment, you know, it's a difficult position to be in.
That's not a good combination, is it? You know, Tangut isn't going to feel like the guy who, say, he's young himself. He's not going to take it on board and tell Marcus Chamat, come on, you can do it. And Marcus is going to have to get himself out of this slump himself. It's only going to take 1 shot. But as we've seen, once a team gets on a roll on this table, the guy sitting down may well be sat down for a long time.
5,
it could be
break, leading 3 racks to
a
1.
very bad scenario before these 2 even get back on the table, potentially. Bad enough as it is, 3-1. Oh, he's got it dialed up, hasn't he?
What a beautiful break.
Look at that.
The 8-ball passes the pink 4. Great squad of the cue ball. Straight in on the 2 with a slight angle to the proper side to punch it in and get on a 3-ball.
Well, if they do get on this 3-ball as well, the rest of this rack is very, very open.
Not good.
No.
Not good. It's going to be impossible for Albin to get that cue ball off of the rail. He'll leave a cut shot on the ping 4. I mean, not impossible. He could go forward and play with right spin, go to the top cushion. But that's forcing the issue.
And bad things happen when you force the issue. As you say, he just has to come back and force the cut shot.
Well, what he did do well was get that cue ball ever so slightly off the rail. Makes it that bit easier for Mario to dig in the cue ball.
And if there's one thing we've seen with Mario so far as well, Alex, he may have been he may be a little awry with some of his positional play, but his potting is dead on the money at the moment. He really has sunk some very good balls. So it won't be a surprise if he puts this one down, but where's the cue ball going to end up? There it goes.
How's his speed?
Now, yes, that's the question.
Just about perfect.
Yep. Take that.
Nice shot. They're looking like the team that was favored by the bookmakers to win this match and to do well in this tournament. You know, I rate them highly as players and as a team, but I was a bit surprised when I saw that the bookmakers had them at 8-1. 8-1 favorite to win the tournament. And not. They've been playing so well the past 2 seasons. Leaving a long cut shot on the 8.
Oh, it's Mario that's dropped the ball again.
Now, what happened here? It was with the angle that they had on the 7, difficult to get enough grip on the cue ball to draw back below the side pocket. So he succeeded in getting that cue ball back below the side pocket, but he solved the issue by missing it on the thick side. This is what happens a lot.
Extension called.
Good run of the ball though, because this is a horrible leave for the Swedes.
Yeah, it really is. It's the youngster that's got to deal with it.
Now, even if he makes the jump shot, it's going to be improbable that he'll have a nice shot on the 8.
Oh, off the table and ball in hand. Completely lost control of that.
Yeah, anything but that. Even if he just makes the hit, you know, you can still get lucky.
Please start the clock. Start the clock, please.
This game's getting away from the Swedes.
He started well, Daniel Tangut. A combination of factors is now getting to him, it seems.
And his captain, for want of a better word, is not really giving him very much either. Yeah, they're just not gelling, not clicking at all, Sweden, and Austria profiting as a result. 4-1. This one going with form at the moment. The number 2 seeds. Very comfortable. Not even finding their A game yet either, these two, but still good enough. A few misfires here and there. You do get the feeling that there's a lot of teams, as we take a look back at the break, there's a lot of teams, Alex, that we've seen that have won in round 1 that you know are capable of a lot better, and they're all going to have to be better in round 2 because the quality and calibre of the opposition is only going up and up now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We've just had a bit of foreplay. The tournament's really going to kick off starting round 2. And then from the quarterfinals on, the matches are extended, longer races. I mean, what we are going to witness the next couple of days is going to be amazing.
Austria to break, leading 4 racks to 1.
We've seen glimpses. Holland played well. Finland played really well. Japan was great.
England B.
Yeah.
Looked good last night.
I can't wait.
I think where we are at is you look at teams like Spain who made 3 or 4 errors and yet still got through in a hill match. They won't be able to get through making errors now. They'll be kicked out of the competition. If you're going to make a lot of mistakes, you are not going to survive. There's a ball gone, and where's the cue ball going? That's gone too.
So this is what happens in 9-ball.
Start the clock.
Fortune comes, fortune goes. So even if you get a couple blows on the chin, rolls for your opponent, you have to always tell yourself in the chair that it will come back. And 9 out of 10 times it will come back. So Austria has had a couple of lucky rolls, rubs of the green in the match thus far. But now it comes back to Sweden.
At just the right time as well, as this match was threatening to get away from them. If they can clean up here, that'll make the overall score look a lot more promising for them. Still a lot of work to do. Tangood just draws back.
Oh, that's a good stroke. Beautiful shot. Touch shot. Where you need to have a lot of feel for the speed of the table. Slightly hampered, but he should be fine. Now a tester. I expect him to go forward. Some players could choose to go back. Just long reel, long reel.
Bringing the cue ball back up the table as well.
Nicely done.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Good temperament, Tangood.
Well, that's this rack figured out, isn't it? Yeah, just looking at him, I mean, you know, we have to assume that he's got limited, if any, TV experience. Doesn't seem to be bothering him or affecting him one way.
Well, he was MVP in the Atlantic Cup. This is an intercontinental format, an event just like the Mosconi Cup, but then for the juniors, USA versus Europe. And of course on the Euro Tour and European Championships, he has had TV table time, but that doesn't get to be as big as the matchroom events. This is way, way bigger.
The youngster doesn't look out of place on the big stage. Sweden got themselves a foothold back in the match. They still trail, but they have control of the table. 4-2, Austria leading. Continuing coverage then of the World Cup of Pool. Not for the first time, Mario He scratching. That gave the table to Sweden. Marcus Schamatt applying the finishing touch. Sweden back in it after a slow start. China v Portugal was a really dramatic one. A lot of fun, that one. Not so much drama in our second match, Holland versus Hungary. That was a routine shutout for the Dutch. Tonight, round 1 concludes with the USA versus Singapore. And then we move into second round action, Japan, Canada, Finland and unseeded India. Sweden here with Marcus Schamatt looking to be the only the second unseeded team to reach round 2. He's got the wing ball down, but he's also got the cue ball down as well. And the brown followed it, and just look at where those balls are all over the table. I mean, the good news is that the pink and the green have cozied up together. Otherwise, this would have been a very comfortable table for Austria. Yeah, he just lost it himself. He didn't get kicked in there.
Yeah, Marcus, I think he's just too tight, putting too much pressure on himself, perhaps, in his role of senior player. It's always a trap in doubles play. You know, you condition yourself as a professional player to play one shot at a time as an individual. But with a team or in doubles play, a whole new chemistry comes into play. And he's experienced, he knows this, but knowing and doing are two different things.
And I guess there's a bit of psychology there that the more you're struggling, the harder you try, and then you just tighten up that little bit more. It can make it worse, can't it?
Yeah, look. He looks tight. He looks warm. He's mumbling.
Looks confused. What's this table doing? Meanwhile, well, Mario's made a few of these fine shots. This one's particularly challenging.
Now, a big difference between the TV table and the club table. If this is close, older balls, dirtier
Extension
balls,
call.
will grip more. So on the TV table with the slick balls, this regularly overcuts. And not being sure if he sees enough of the 4. It's even more likely.
No.
Too thick. Too thick. Sweden back to the table. A let off for Austria. Doesn't happen a lot that you scratch on a break and can expect to come back on the world stage.
But it's going to take something a bit special here to get control of this table.
Well, I think this 4-ball banks and the cue ball would travel to the top rail. So I can imagine them considering the two-way
Extension
shot.
call.
Offense and defense, hand in hand.
Yeah, it's Marcus doing all the talking there. It's not just a teammate, that's a coach right now. Tanguy doing the listening.
He just looked at the banking lane, they call it. Past the 8 to the side pocket.
No. Playing hide and seek behind the blocking ball, the orange 5.
A calculated risk. Now we have a brief moment when Albin's going to line up for the jump shot. They don't want to use to congratulate Darren Appleton, as I have just seen the news that he's being elected for the BCA Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Darren. Well deserved. 10 years active in American pool, and he's a multiple US Open winner, multiple world champion. Really has cemented his name in the history of the game.
One of the big beasts of pool, there's no question about that, Darren Appleton, but it's the big beasts here that are misfiring. It's Marcus Chamat, has not brought his A game. You saw the reaction from the world champion on his last shot. And again, Alvin is, Marcus is asking his opponent to do a lot of work.
Oh. Even as trouble, it seems to swallow. Literally choking.
Well, this is not a giveaway at all for the youngster. No, well, he was, again, it's forced into that. You can't blame him. No, then Marcus will take responsibility as well, I'm sure.
Tried to stay calm, Marcus. I don't know if he saw Spain beat Romania, but David Al-Qaeda was having a terrible time.
He's watching, he's in here, I saw him earlier.
So he knows what Marcus Chamat is feeling, and he knows that it's not necessarily the end-all of this match. Sweden still in it to win it.
Yeah, Spain got away with it, Hill. You could see the reaction from Al-Qaeda and his partner Sanchez Ruiz at the end of that match. They knew they got away with one because that so easily could have gone against them, and it could still go against Austria here as well. Because as weak a performance as Marcus Chamat in particular has come up with, the Austrians are not exactly kicking it to a higher gear. far from flawless here themselves, the number 2 seeds. But it's Shamat and his struggles that really is the mystery of this match so far. He's never looked comfortable.
Yeah, what you can see, if we get to see him play later in this match, he has trouble making enough of a backswing. He's not loading the gun properly. That is due to tension. He's pinching the balls, the shots. Albin Ušan makes the 9 for a 5-2 lead by Team Austria.
Yeah, good applause for the Austrians, but it's not a first-round match that's hitting the heights. No real flair or style from either team. It's just the fewer mistakes are getting made by the Austrians at the moment, and Shamat just, I mean, physically you can see he's just suffering there in his chair, and he's offering his young partner not a lot. Positional play awry, not breaking well, the Swedes not clicking, and the Austrians with their B game at the moment good enough. Well, I don't think if Austria do go on and win this one, even if it is 7-2, I don't think they'll be throwing a big party tonight to celebrate. There have been a lot better first-round performances than this, but then over the course of the 6 days, you don't want to peak too soon either. You can come on strong in the latter stages.
A win is a win. And
Iraq 8,
yeah,
Austria to break, lead in
it's
5
always
racks to 2.
luring for a pool player to overanalyze. But it's best to stay away from that, at least till after the tournament. Beautiful break.
Yeah, that was much better.
And with this break, when they cut the 1 ball, so when they play for a 3/4 ball hit, that 1 ball comes easily over the side pocket with a lot of speed. So they play for this type of control of the 1 ball. Setting itself up perfectly. Good break by Albin,
And
coming from Klagenfurt. Mario Hay from Rankwal.
Just about to say there as well, Alex, those are the kind of shots that Mario's been gobbling up all afternoon.
Well, most important, apart from what the balls are doing exactly, is his facial expression. Hasn't showed too much frustration or despair or anything. Neutral, his face is on neutral. It used to be different in the past. Same goes for this man, Albin Ušan. Ušan.
He'll tell you it's pronounced completely differently anyway. This is looking good, this rack. Austria heading for the hill. Double quick time.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, everything clear now. The 8 top left just hanging over the pocket. The 6 well placed. Let's bring the cue ball back to take care of that brown 7.
Now a decision to be made. Bring the cue ball approximately to where it is now, or center table, for a 3-rail topspin position on the 9. Or leave it somewhat straighter for a draw shot. The 3-rail position, possibly including the 4th rail, is a safer one.
Well, he's done what you first suggested. Take it back to where it started.
So high right, landing left of the 9 ball. Yeah, there's the 4th rail coming towards that last ball.
9 down. The world champion sends Austria to the hill. 6-2 they lead it. And it doesn't look like there's any way back into this match for these two, unless they get something off the next break, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, is from Mario, and he's had 2 scratches on his break. One was unlucky, one was all his own fault, but the world champion has put him on the hill. Let's see if they can take this last step. Will the Swedes be given another opportunity in this match? If they do, they really are going to have to grab that table and hang on to it. With anything else now, and Austria can just close the door on this first round match.
Mario Hayes going to break. He scratched on his last attempt. Every time hitting that one ball a little to the left. Our left, his right. Let's see if he can make a correction, or possibly even choose a different angle or a different position to start from.
Well, this is the glimmer of hope for these two, isn't it? That Mario is breaking. Has been spectacularly unconvincing. Let's see what he does here. If this is a good break, it's a good night. Well, the wing ball doesn't go, but he does get something down in one of the side pockets. Now, is that red 3 going to travel, or is it obscured the 1? Tough to say from this angle. We'll have to have another look at it.
But we do see that again the cue ball goes to the opposite side of the table. So I'm really going to ask after this match if that's his intention. They can see the 1, but not the left side of it. So Albin is looking to play safety. Bring the cue ball towards the 2.
Went the wrong side of it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like the speed he hit it with, because I would have been worried, being him, of that 1 ball. I would never want to leave that 1 ball close to the pocket. At least he has left Marcus Shamat junk.
Extension call.
So the man known as Napoleon is going to take on this 1 ball. This is a real high pressure shot. Now, where's it all going to end up?
Yeah, and the execution of Marcus tells the story. A very nervy bridge hand. Some players, like he on this shot, have trouble to have a firm and stable bridge hand upon delivery of the shot.
It was interesting because all the pressure was relieved there as Marcus walked back to his chair. Did you see him? He was just smiling away. It's like, yeah, it's just not my day.
Extension call.
There comes a point where you just have to accept the inevitable.
Yeah, it's a pity, because he can do so much better. You know, he's not elite in Europe. Like, not really winner circle, but he's always a contender to go deep in any tournament. He'll get to a semi-final on the Euro Tour.
Mario's gone for distance.
But I remember Ernesto Dominguez, Oscar Dominguez's father, a Mexican player from the United States. He once said, "No problem, the pressure catch me. You play, there's heat out there, and sometimes the pressure catches you." Marcus Shamat got caught today.
Yeah, they're not machines, these guys. Sometimes it's just not your day. Tangood is looking for safety. Doesn't get it.
Now Albin could attack this 1 ball. It's a difficult shot. If the 9 ball weren't there, then he'd have a natural route, short rail, long rail, to land left of the 2 ball.
When you're 6-2 up, surely this is the time to play aggressive.
Well, opinions could differ on that. Beautiful. So there was room. There was room. I think he needed to play a little lower on the cue ball to get that result, making the shot even harder. Beautiful. There's good and there's bad in that shot. The bad thing is that he has run away from the 3-ball, leaving the cue ball close to the rail. The good thing is that he bumped the 4-ball into a more favorable position.
Going back to Mario, what you were just saying though, there, Alex, that is not the first time. In fact, there's been 4 or 5 where Mario has lost control of the cue ball. His positional play has not been a strength today. And there's the payoff. Harder than it needed to be for Albin.
Shamat and Tangut with their backs against the wall. What can they produce here? They have to play one shot at a time. Bear down. Stay down, Marcus. One shot at a time. Good play there by Marcus. A good enough shape on the 4 for Daniel to set Marcus up on the orange 5. If he goes long rail to the center of the table, the 6 is somewhat in the way. Needs to deal with that. Nicely done.
Yes, he's done that very well.
There's a natural speed, but sometimes there's this paranoia of hooking behind the 6, which will infect the delivery of the cue.
Well, this is just what Marcus needs, isn't it? A good extended stay at the table.
He's still twitchy, but he's fighting.
Well, he's still alive. I mean, this could have been done and dusted by now if it wasn't for that positional shot from Mario. That just built in an extra degree of difficulty for his partner. As it is, the Swedes have been given a lifeline.
Beautiful, floating into position.
Very languid style about Tangut.
Nice, it's impressive
It
how
really
he walks
is.
around the table.
Nothing bothers him.
The landlord.
Yeah. Oh, owning the building.
Well,
No.
he's looking for a nickname, Sweden.
Yeah, he's going around saying, "No, I've got a nickname yet. I'm not old enough." You just christened him the landlord. Well, he was the governor of that rack. And rather surprisingly, Austria have handed their opponents a lifeline. How costly will that prove to be? They've still got to come from a long way back, but the Swedes are alive, they have hope, and they will break when we return. You can never quite say what's going to happen in a 9-ball match, not until that final 9 has been put down. Sweden were looking pretty much on the ropes and out of it, groggy. No one more so than Marcus Shamat, but they're still alive after Austria let them in. 6-3, Austria on the hill, but Sweden not yet flatlining. The pulse is still there. That's the last match of the afternoon. Tonight, the USA versus Singapore concludes round 1. Then we move into the second round where things get serious. Japan and Canada, Finland and the Indians and their loud, passionate crowd, the drummers, the colour, the excitement, the razzmatazz. Bring your earplugs, Alex. You're going to need them.
Yeah, beautiful. I watch it at home on YouTube, the doldrums.
They're great.
Well, it's going to be up close and personal tonight here in York Hall. Power break by Tangut. No position for a pot on the 2-ball for Marcus Shamat.
There's all sorts of weird collisions going on there.
Yeah.
And as you say, at the end of it, when you need a little bit of luck.
Well, you know, you can't expect to get lucky every wreck. If I'd be down 6-3 in a race to 7, I tell myself I need to play well and get lucky once. Good shot here by Marcus. I mean, for what he had. He would have liked to be behind the 4-9. Well, I say good shot, but actually they will attack this 2-6.
Extension called.
So the fate of the Swedes is in Albin and Mario's hands if they choose to attack from here. Alternatively, they can bank the 2-ball back towards the 9 and leave the cue ball on the top cushion.
What would you do in this situation?
Well,
6-3 up.
I would duck or that or overcut the 2.
Oh my goodness me.
Ball in hand.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And now you're saying they're still alive, Tangut and Shamat. But actually, I like to see it like this. If your opponent is on the hill and they miss their out, you were a dead man. You were dead. And dead people can't die. That's what I would tell myself.
Yeah. Good grief.
Ball in hand. Wow.
He's having a rough afternoon, Mario. I mean, some of his potting has been fine, but his positional play has been awry, and then just lost the plot completely there. Where did that come from? Well, if Austria go on and lose this match and get kicked out, that is going to get replayed over and over again. And he'll certainly be replaying it in his mind.
Hold it.
Strange match. I mean, Shamat's hardly made a shot.
Yeah.
Mario is crumbling in front of our eyes. Oh, it's this youngster that's the solid one of the quartet.
Yeah, definitely.
No highs and lows from him. Just doing his job. He can't even watch. That's a weird match.
Well, in billiards, in any cue sport, of course you need to bring skill to the table, but actually it's more in the chair that matches are won or lost.
Good point.
What happens between the ears after a mistake?
The worst thing you can do is dwell on it. You just have to forget about it.
So Albin here is trying to clear his mind. And then I would suggest Mario to be an onlooker without getting too involved. This is going to be a tester.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
This is, you know, this on a new cloth on a TV table. This is so tough to spin the ball enough with very little speed to come over that side pocket. He can scratch here if he tries that.
This is where we find out about Marcus's game and where it's at right now.
Nice.
Yeah, how about that?
Nice. Now it looked a little twitchy how he hit the ball, but actually on that type of shot it helps you. A little pinch hit to give a lot of rotation and little speed.
Daniel Tangut with the 9 to make it a 6-4 game.
Extension called.
Yeah, needs the extension in more ways than one. Extending the cue as well, taking his time. Very graceful, stylish player, this. Minimum of fuss once again, putting the 9 down. Just got the air of someone. If you needed someone to make a 9-ball for you, you'd pick him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
This youngster.
Or stare down someone.
Well, yeah.
Hey, I need to stare down someone. Step in, please. Don't blink.
Well, the pressure now switches to the guys who are on the hill and seem to have been on the hill for a while. Well, I said it's going to get replayed and replayed. Sorry about this, Mario, but that's a clanger.
I mean, it's so funny what these cameras do to you. I mean, this wouldn't happen to him in any other tournament, I'm sure.
Well, I think I said this in an earlier match as well, when one of the Portuguese
4 racks to 6.
pool players messed up a shot. You don't hear pool players laughing and criticising those shots because you've all been there and you've all done it.
I remember Filip Stojanovic for Croatia was playing the money ball, the game ball, and he sort of twitched, underhit it, and the ball never hit the pocket or the rail.
Meanwhile, Marcus has just come up with a superb break. Look at this. Wing ball down, 1 ball down, 6 ball going top, bottom right as we're looking. 3 down, nice spread of balls on the table.
Although on the wrong side of the 2 ball. Now is he going to dare to play the cut shot to the side pocket and then with center left traveling 3 rails, going finally underneath the brown 7 to place left of the red 3 ball. Big shot this. Beautiful.
Where's this going to end up?
Beautiful.
Yes, he's got past that 7 as well. Well, he's the man of the match, this one.
He's playing good. That was a big shot. That was a big shot.
It's funny, isn't it? You look at it, the expectation would have been going into this match, Marcus is going to have to carry this youngster. It's been the other way around.
Yeah, but I must say that is, you know, that's what we do. We talk about it, we analyze it, but at the end of the day, it's 2 quality players, and it's a team thing. Ooh, that ball died a little. A little like a lot.
Yeah, did you see Marcus's reaction? He stood up after that shot like, ooh.
He's left Tanguy straight in. Another quality stroke needed here of the youngster. You don't need to hit this ball super hard if you're going to draw it. Quality. Nice and deep on the cue ball.
Everybody holding their breath there. No one more so than him. He can exhale now.
A lot of extension of the cue on the follow through. Dropping the elbow. It's a big difference between 9-ball pool players and snooker players. And still in the pool world there's a lot of discussion to drop or not to drop. But he got there. That counts. We can smell a 6-5.
I'll tell you, that Austrian camp is not happy. Let's look at him. Dear, oh dear. Worst place to be on the hill and stuck there. And they're going to be stuck there for a while longer. Sweden have somehow dragged themselves to within 1 rack of their opponents here. 6-5. And Marcus coming up with a super break, getting 3 balls down. If Daniel can follow the senior partner here and have a good break himself, we could have hill against all the odds. This is how it got going. And as you say, not perfect position on the next ball, but 3 down just blows the table wide open.
Yeah, Tanguy making the best shots in this rack. This was beautiful. Beautiful, because he had so little margin, avoiding the 4, avoiding the 7, a steep ankle to the side pocket. Then it's very easy to manipulate the cueing, to move up from the shot.
There was a moment a couple of racks ago, Marcus just started laughing after he'd missed one of his many shots. And all the pressure just came off them. He thought he was out. They thought they were dead. And ever since then, they've just been playing relaxed. Just playing with house money, as they'd say in Vegas.
Yeah. A free roll.
Well, of course, the closer they get, the pressure will start to ramp up again.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because to be a comeback player, to be a closing comeback player, you know, you need to do 2 things. You need to come back And then when the pressure comes back at you, you need to be able to handle that. And often you'll see a player free stroke and come back to fumble the ball in the winning rack. Because then all of a sudden the chemistry changes again. Try break.
That was inopportune.
The good news for the boys from Sweden is that the 3 ball does not pass the 5. So even if Albin and Mario get this 1 ball and get shape on the 2, a lot of pool playing still to be done.
Be interesting to see how Mario gets his game back as well after his last shot, which seems like a long time ago. If he's just been able to hit delete mentally, he'll be fine again. But if it's playing in the back of his mind, different story. At first though, it's Albin.
Defense. Now he protected the object ball. Cue ball is not perfect. So now Sweden is favored to get a legal contact. Had he glued that cue ball at the back of the 7, could have expected the ball in hand.
The eclipse being provided by the pink 4.
Extension call.
Now I would try to play this kick shot in a way. I would try to look for a solution where I can kick at it without moving the 3. Although I now see that the gap between the 5 and the rail has opened. It goes anyway. Beautiful.
Right, now, is that going to sit behind the blue?
No, there's no need.
Not quite.
From where he was, he played what he tried to. He played that 1 ball there.
Well, let's see what's going through the mind of Mario here.
He's going to lag the ball, roll it softly. Won't worry too much about a miscue, I think.
Oh, he's suffering.
No. I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, he's suffering.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I saw him looking at his tip, and I said no because I don't think the tip is relevant at the moment. It was just a miscue. You know, bad timing, a rigid backhand. Don't look at the tip.
Oh no! And now, of all people, the man you had your money on, he's fluffed his lines.
Probably too worried, Tangut, about the contact on the 2 ball. Took his eye off of the point of aim on the 1.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Oh, a painful miss. Now can they capitalize, the Austrians?
Well, the key shot is going to be getting from 2 to 3. And it's Mario with the shot, and his positional play has not been a strength. Boy, he needs to find that here.
That's good.
Yeah, he's come up with it when he needed it.
With a nice angle to position left of the 4 ball. He can play this with a nice speed. Soft medium, low left on the cue ball. That's good enough. 1 rotation less and Mario would have had to go to the short rail. But this is good.
Yeah, they're relaxed now, aren't they? The winning line has just come into focus, and you have to feel sorry for young Daniel Tangut. It's his slip, and I think it's the only slip of the whole match for him that has let him in. But they had no safety net anymore, the Swedes. Austria were on the hill. It only took 1 stumble, and they'd be out. That's where they're going.
Daniel has been dynamite the whole match through, except for that 1 shot.
He's got a bright future. It's not just me that's been impressed with that young man. I know you have too, Alex. And the good news for Austria, just like Spain yesterday, and we talked about Al-Qaedi and Sanchez Ruiz and how they stumbled and staggered their way through an awkward first round match. A win is a win. They're alive. They can only play better than this. This has not been vintage stuff, but it looks like they're going to be on the right side of the line in a few moments. And that's all that matters. Nothing worse than playing stunningly well and losing.
Hold your horses.
Extension call.
He'll get this. He'll get it.
Now the extension is called, the ball is cleaned,
He'll get it.
the heart rate quickens, the crowd holds its breath,
Extension was called.
everything possible.
I have every confidence in Mario here. This is the kind of shot he has been making consistently in this match. There we go again. What was the problem?
Well, the problem is that there is still one ball to drop. Pegulayan missed the game ball against Jason Shaw 2 months ago in Gibraltar.
It happens. But it didn't happen here. They have staggered across the winning line, the number 2 seeds. Sweden were given let-off after let-off. At one point it looked like they might turn it into a hill-hill match. One mistake from young Daniel Tanguy, the only mistake in the whole match that he made, let the Austrians back in, and this time they made no mistake. The good news for Team Austria, they're through to the second round. The even better news, they can play an awful lot better than that. They're going to have to play an awful lot better than that, because now the competition really starts to get tough and tight. We'll have reaction from the winning camp in just a couple of moments.
Welcome back to the World Cup of pools. Sweden dumped out after a miss there on the 1. Austria stepped up, cleared up the table and sunk the 9. Here's the stats from the game. We can see here that only one dry break throughout the whole game. That's a pattern that's emerging now, and that went to Sweden. Average balls on break 1.6 to the Austrians, 1.2 to the Swedes. Break and win 4-2, and break and lose the break 3-3 there. I'm pleased to say I'm joined now by Mario and Albin. Are you pleased with that, guys?
Yeah, of course. We just wanted to win, and that was our goal, and we made it. So.
It was an interesting match, really, because you guys, you came out the blocks really quickly. You set your stall out early, but then there was tricky racks in the middle there for you.
Well, yeah, we had a pretty good start and everything felt pretty good, but unfortunately he had again a kick on the break and made a break foul and everything, so which put us a little bit back, and so they had the chance to come back, which they did it, and then we struggled a little bit with the cloth and everything. Didn't feel pretty relaxed, so it was tough, but I'm glad we were in the second round now.
In those tough racks, what were you saying to each other in the seat? What advice were you saying?
Yeah, mostly we say just play what you want, and yeah, he should play that what he wants, because it's sometimes I think it's bad to play the shot what he doesn't want to play.
How did you cope with the pressure out here? Because it is quite a pressure cooker environment. Plus, you've got the 30-second shot clock to deal with as well on top of that.
Well, I played the Mosconi Cup in the Early Pally last year with 2,000 people. That was pretty intense. So I think the pressure is not that high, but if you hear the clock in the back with the last 5 seconds, then it's pretty tough, because when you're on the shot already and you hear it beep, beep, that's pretty tough to handle.
Well, listen, congratulations on the win, guys. Russia up next for you guys. Let's have a look at the order of play then.